Gottacon Game 1, I was facing a lovely Demons of Chaos opponent who had an all Slaanesh army. The guy's actually, his name's Anthony, he's from Seattle, and he came up for the tournament, I suppose. His stuff is awesomely painted. I was so stoked to play another fully painted army, first of all, and then second of all, another nice looking painted army. Kind of ironic that we both have snow bases and we're fighting on a jungle. That's a little weird. So he's got, we're dawn attack scenario. He's got lots of demonettes. He's got big chariots that I'm not sure what they do. They're not actually that scary. He's got a keeper of secrets. That's probably the most scary thing in his army. And off the table, he's got one unit of seekers, chariot with a herald, and some little demonettes. I'm not sure. I think maybe only those two things. I got all my usual bullshit. Some guns, some knights. Off the table I have one unit of demigryphs, and one cannon, and one hellblaster. So he gets first turn, he vanguards and moves that unit of seekers like right in front of my shit. So I'm gonna have to deal with that. His fiends move around that statue. His stuff just generally advances forward. Chariot's kind of repositioned a bit. I think he's thinking in future turns to get nice charges off. In the magic phase, he gets a pit of shades off, directed at the demigryphs. It scatters off a little bit. Only kills one knight. I think I hit a demigryph as well, and I passed my initiative test. Go initiative 4 demigryphs. Actually, I'm not sure. Do you use the rider or the mount? Someone's probably going to make a comment. Okay, in my turn, my demigryphs come on the side here, in a nice, obnoxious flanking position. I decide not to charge those seekers because I'm going to be able to shoot them off the table anyway. My knights go through that pool in the middle, taking one dangerous terrain check. And in the magic phase, I get harmonic convergence off, so I can reroll some ones. So in the magic phase, I think I also killed one of these guys with a thunderbolt or something like that. Could have been the engineer shooting his repeater pistol. So this is a combination of both the hellblaster and the archers on those seekers. The hellblaster actually only killed like 2 of them, and because he made so many ward saves, and the archers actually finished him off. My archers were doing really well this game actually. So big surprise here, he charges the chariot into my chaff knights, who were doing a good job chaffing it up. If I didn't put them there, he would have been able to charge my hellblaster or cannon with those chariots. And he charges the other chaff knights with his fiends, who would have been able to get some nice charges as well if I hadn't put them there. Other chariots kind of position for the counter charge when I put my whole knight block into the side of the fiends, and his other seekers scream onto the board over here. And his demonettes turn to face the newly arrived demigryphs on the flank. He gets off, I think, the strength debuff from Lore of Shadow. Sorry, he's got level 4 Lore of Shadow, if that wasn't obvious. He takes me down 1 strength, and he gets a spell off on these fiends like it's gonna matter. Or he miasmas my knights weapon skill, that's what it was. And big surprise there, he kicks the shit out of the knights. I think he just killed all of them outright. And big surprise here, this chariot plows through my knights. Actually, didn't kill them all, but I broke and I ran off the board. Or, no, he ran me down. There you go. He's not off the board, he's just on the board, actually. So, fortunately, my demigryphs are going to get a flank charge on him. I flank charge the fiends with my big knight block. Steam tank trundles forward this way to point his cannon at the keeper. One of those cannons misfired last turn, and that's why it's facing backwards. It can't fire it this turn. And I move up with one of my hellblasters too, because it won't be able to fire at anything. And the demigryphs do indeed charge the flank of that seeker chariot with no character in it. I don't charge the demigryphs into the demonettes because then I'd be getting a flank. I think it's easier to just take the charge. I think I'm better just fighting both of the units on the front. Here I get a 5-up ward save on my knights, and I get another harmonic convergence off. I think my opponent doesn't quite clearly know the threat of harmonic convergence, so he's kind of letting it go and stopping like Comet and other stuff that's probably not going to do as much to his fast army. I dispel the -1 strength with like two remaining dice I had. I made a pretty good roll. I think I get the Keeper down to 1 wound in this phase. If it wasn't this phase, it's another phase. But 5 up ward saves are pretty good. I'm not sure. Does he have a 4-up? Do Greater Demons have a 4-up? I'm not sure. Here he double 1 break tests and gets all his stuff back. So that's a awesome picture. Earlier in the game, my opponent said he'd never had that, so of course he gets it against me. And my Demigryphs finish off the Chariot, no problem. Into Anthony's turn 3. He charges one of the Chariots into the flank. He tried to charge the Chariot with a Herald on it, but didn't quite make it. This is the one that charged in, you can see here, is the Super Chariot. So it looks intimidating, but actually it's not that scary, so we're not that worried about it. Here, this one's going to be interesting. And you can see my Demigryph, one of them is lying on its side. I'm just breaking my shit today. I snapped the rod off of one of my steam tanks, and this is after combat here. I killed the Chariot and took that unit down to 1 fiend only, and he killed me here. But anyway, yeah, I'm destroying my army. My lanyard got caught on one of the Demigryphs, chucked it off the table. One of my knight's horse's tails broke off, and yeah, the rod that the engineer on a steam tank holds broke off. So I trundle the steam tank up forward for a shot at the Chariot. Everything here kind of either backs up or gets into a better position to shoot. I think my cannons moved because he hit his Keeper. And the Demigryphs just prepare for a possible charge. Harmonic Convergence goes off. And I think I kill like 1 or 2 Demonettes in this next picture here. Oh no, cannon off, down to 1 wound on this last Seeker Chariot with the Herald. Oh, you know what? I don't think I rolled to wound the Herald. I just did the Chariot. That was a mistake on my part. So yeah, Hellblaster kills like a insignificant amount of Demonettes here. Probably 4, looks like. The missing gap on that last stand is Herald is in there. It's just he broke it and his glue's drying. We both broke a lot of our stuff. And I finally finish off that Fiend. But that steam tank's in the perfect position where the Keeper can't Hail Mary into my knights and make a big point swing last turn. So his Keeper just kind of backs up. Demonettes start heading backwards for some reason. I think he wanted to face the Keeper, so when I ran it down with like my knights or the steam tank, he'd be able to charge in with his other block of Demonettes, but didn't quite work that way. Seekers and Demonettes that killed my other Demigryphs face the second unit of Demigryphs. I really thought I'd win that one, but didn't do enough wounds. So yeah, my Demigryphs charge the Seekers here. It's not going to matter really, because I just move up with these guys. These are really pointless pictures because my steam tank managed to get into the Keeper of Secrets, and I just finish off that Chariot with the Knight block as well. So it wasn't really decided till this turn. I feel. My opponent felt it as well. The game could have gone either way, I think, but because I didn't kill that Keeper with my cannons, managed to get Harmonic Convergence off again. -1 weapon skill and leadership for these guys just after my Demigryphs plow through, just in case I didn't kill his Keeper and we had to keep going on. And here I just shot off a few more Demonettes. Probably like 10 of them or something now. Wasn't a bad turn of shooting. And the impact hits managed to take out the Keeper of Secrets, even needing 4s to wound. And yeah, I took out the Herald and Chariot too. So it's a victory by quite a bit in my favor, just because of this last turn.